HCAM News is supported by our viewers and by Hopkinton Drug, located in this historic New England town since 1954. They are a multifaceted store dedicated to providing clients with an array of healthcare options.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of HCAM News. Tom Nappy here to fill you in with what's happening in Hopkinton. On today's edition of HCAM News, it's election season in Hopkinton, plus the latest Hiller sports report and much more. But first, HCAM teamed up with Hop News to host the school committee candidates debate. Here's a look.
Thank you so much. This question goes first to Adam. Adam, this is going to go to all three of you, but to Adam first, are there any changes to education that you feel are needed in Hopkinton today? And if so, what are they and why?
Sure. It's a fantastic, timely question. I think that curricular changes need to be developed where, we have more of a focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion throughout our curriculum. As a college educator, that's one of the things that I need to ensure when I submit a curriculum that my syllabus clearly can point to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Those factors need to be there. And at the college, we actually have a graduation competency with diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that's what I think, and it starts, our marathon motto of it all starts here. Truly that those students that are going to go on for further education, it does truly all start at this table.
Ashley, same question to you. Thank you, Adam. Same question to you, Ashley. Are there any changes to the education that you feel are needed in Hopkinton? If so, what are they and why?
So I certainly think the special education challenges that were highlighted this past winter are worth taking a look at. I do think that the school committee is on the right path in bridging that relationship with CPAC, and I commend CPAC for their advocacy for those special education learners and the other community members that stood up and advocated for them. I think that should really be looked at. I think as the growth population expands, we're going to have a need for more special education teachers. We're going to have a higher demand for special education students. And I think that's something that shouldn't be ignored and really should be looked at. I also think diversity, along with what Adam has said about diversity, I think diversity, equity, and inclusion is also something that should be looked at our school. Our diversity has changed, especially in the last 10 years. And I think it's good. I think diversity is a wonderful gift for our students, and they're able to learn and grow together. And the world is diverse, and I think having a diverse population in our school better equips our children for their life outside of Hopkinton.
Thank you. Susan, are there any changes to education that you feel are needed in Hopkinton? If so, what are they and why?
I was most impressed last night when I was listening to Dr. Kavanaugh explaining the intricacies of many of the programs. I found them to be extraordinarily progressive and definitely taking into account very much many of the specific problems students would have and getting them up to where they needed to be. I also recognize that there are problems that the vast majority of the administrators, teachers, anyone, particularly even in the world, that we're dealing with at this point in time that we never thought we would need to deal with. For instance, transgender, non-binary. Those are things 50 years ago, 20 years ago, were not on the table to be discussed in impact education.
You can find the entire debate on our YouTube page or our website, hcam.tv. The Hopkinton Women's Club hosted their annual Meet the Candidates event. Here's a look.
Views regarding book banning in schools. And we'll start with you. alphabetically backwards.
Book banning is the most outrageous thing that has ever come to this earth. Trust me, I have taught To Kill a Mockingbird. I have had students read where The Caged Bird Sings. These have been magnificent experiences for them. There should be nothing off limits to a student unless if a parent really does not want a child to be exposed to the world, they have the right to say, no, I don't want my child to read Where a Caged Bird Sings. I'd rather have him read something else. But in terms of widespread book banning, in terms of removing books from the library, it is the most appalling thing I have ever seen in the world.
Ashley?
So I think book banning. I agree with along the lines that book banning in a general term probably should not happen. I do believe, though, that certain books are appropriate for certain age groups, and I think that there should be good communication between admins of school and parents. I know as a parent there have been books that have been presented to my kids with topics, even in the elementary schools, that I hadn't discussed with my kids yet. And I've had conversations with elementary principals about that. So I think that there just needs to be really good communication between admins and teachers and parents. And I think it needs to be a collaborative thing. I do agree that if there is a book that is controversial for whatever reason, that parents should have the option to be able to discuss that book at home with their student and choose if they want to read it and maybe offer a different option. I just think better communication between admins and parents, and it should be a symbiotic relationship when it comes to removing or not doing a book.
This is just a follow-up to that, and this is from Jen Halliday on Mill Street. Is there a scenario that you believe a big book ban would be appropriate?
I believe that there are some books that have been written, such as Lolita, that would not be appropriate for students to read. I believe it is the responsibility of the educator to select books being mindful of the age group they're dealing with, and then working with their departments, working with their supervisors. They should be able to come to a consensus on, yes, this is appropriate, this is not appropriate. Mary Ellen, if you teach this, you're probably going to be a little out of line and the heat's going to get bad. And also, it needs to be a two-way street. Usually if you get a signal from an administrator that you've known for years that a book isn't quite right, that's a signal to an educator that, I better not pick that book. Let's see if I can find something that covers the same topic in a different way. But no, you don't hand Lolita to a child. You don't hand Lolita to a senior in high school. If they read it on their own, that's a whole different story.
Ashley, do you want to respond to that?
Can you just repeat the question one more time?
Are there any scenarios that you believe a book ban would be appropriate?
Yeah, so again, I guess the same thing. I think each book should probably be taken face value, and there should be a conversation between educators and administrators. If a book seems to be controversial for whatever reason, then more, like I said, I think more communication with the parents and the students should be made, and I think maybe an alternative should be offered if it doesn't work for everybody.
EHOP, otherwise known as Educate Hopkinton, hosted their annual Know Your Vote program heading into the 2023 annual town meeting. Some of the citizen petitioners were guests of the program.
I request all citizens of this town to vote in favor, and we'll have something basic. This may not help solve this issue, but I want this bylaw to be put in place. At least, the fifth club, if they come in, they'll go indoors. That's all I'm looking for. And if health board or zoning board, if they can do something about this. I reached out to State Representative Arena De Rosa. He said he will try to accommodate our Hopkinton police officer. Like, I mean, he's planning to. It requires fund to build an indoor shooting range. So he's going to propose that. He's trying to put that in the budget for next year. So I'm trying always to see how we can nail this issue. I want people who practice firing gunshots. I want them to enjoy as well. I'm not saying don't do it. Do it in such a way that it won't affect others. I respect you, you respect me. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Thank you.
Elise, could I say something about citizen petition?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So we do have a number of citizen petition, including the one we just heard. And in order to make sure everyone feels that they have the opportunity to say their piece and also present an alternative point of view, should they have one, I'll send an email to all of the citizen petitioners. I think Elaine sent me the emails, and so I will be sending that. I will give 5 minutes to the proponent who put forth the petition. They can stand behind the podium. You can bring PowerPoint if you so desire. So it will be one person who can speak for 5 minutes. If there is an organized opposition who wants to also speak, they also could have one person. They can do slides. They would have up to 5 minutes also. And both speakers do need to be town citizens who can participate in town meeting. We know there are sometimes more people than just two who have things to say, so the open floor approach, which we have for everyone, once we've gone through two sides, other people can approach the mic and speak as they would in response to anything. So I did want to make sure people sort of understand how citizen petitions will work this year.
Great, thank you so much for that. We have another citizens petition for no further spending of public funds by UCTC for segment 6. Peter, would you like to talk about this?
Sure.
One of the questions that we had specifically about this was what will happen to all existing projects and funding oversight when UCTC is dissolved, and who will take over?
Okay, just as a point of clarification, this article addresses segment 7, which is the segment along Hayden Row, not segment 6.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
And with regard to funding, that is, so the segment 7 article is Article 48. The article before that, Article 47, is the one that addresses funding, and what that calls for is that funding that has been voted at town meeting for the Upper Charles Trail Committee, which is right now a committee that reports to the Select Board, that funding would shift to the being spent by the subcommittee that would be set up under the Trails Coordination and Management Committee. So that the funds would be available. The idea would be to keep the trail moving forward. It would just be a different governing body that would do that.
We are going to take a time out. A whole lot more ahead. Don't go anywhere. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance. Welcome back to HCAM News. Hopkinton Hillers Spring Sports entered their 4th week of the season. Here's a look at the latest highlights. On Saturday, April 22nd, Hiller Boys Lacrosse hosted Minnechaug. The Hillers fell in the contest as Minnechaug takes it 12-6. On Monday, April 24th, Boys Lacrosse hosted Foxborough. The Hillers got things going in the first half. Out in front, back to Del Ponte, give and go. Looking for a shot, and he puts it in. Luke Bodette. Luke Bodette makes it 1-0 Hillers. Take advantage of the power play opportunity to make it 1-0. Goes behind the net. Del Ponte rushing in, puts it in. 2-0 Hillers. That was just a beauty of a pass and a beauty of a shot by Logan Del Ponte. We have laundry on the field. We're going to be getting another call shortly. Apologies for that, folks, as there's a shot, and it's put in by Dylan Prefontaine. With it is Aiden Waller. Now they're going to move it around. Noon gets it over. That was a great shot there by Noon, able to strike it through. A 3-1 game. Closing in and puts it in. Anthony Sullum makes it 3-2. It was a 3-2 lead at the halftime break, but Foxborough struck back with vengeance in the third quarter. Trying to squeeze in there. Nice backhanded pass, and it's put in. That was a great feed by Noon, and Aiden Waller gets the job done, and we are knotted up at 3 apiece. Del Ponte. Near side, Champlin. Out in front, and putting it in is Owen Kelly. Owen Kelly retakes the lead for the Hillers. Out in front, and popped in. John Sacchetti. We have ourselves a battle here. Foxborough nets 5 goals in the quarter and would end up taking the contest. Hillers fell to 2-6 on the season. Foxborough improves to 4-5. On Wednesday, April 26th, girls lacrosse hosted Dedham and got things going early and often. As they're going to get right out in front of the net and pop it in. Nice feed from Emily Hayward as she finds Jamie Arena. And Jamie Arena makes it 1-0 Hillers. Off the face-off. Good battle for it between Hayward and Legendre for Dedham as the Hillers have possession. And we get yet another goal. That was Jamie Arena once again, making it 2-0. Great start for the Hillers. Can't ask for much more than this. Here on the shot attempt, Hillers get it back, picked up by Hayward. Hayward trying to work through. Over to Dacey. Hayward moving in. And she's going to net it. Emily Hayward makes it 3-0 Hillers. Gets it back out. Dacey moving in. Gets it over. Nice feed and a nice score for Kaden Rosendale, a freshman. There goes Bouvier. Got it. The Hiller girls would net 10 first-half goals and take the game by a final of 15-2. Jamie Arena netted 4 goals, and Emily Hayward also netted 4 goals in the Hiller win. After a Friday road win versus Bellingham, the girls now stand at 3-5 on the season. Emily Hayward also reaches 100 career points in the victory versus Dedham. Congratulations to Emily on a fantastic Hiller career. On Friday, April 28th, the Hiller boys lacrosse team hosted Bellingham. Closing in. Del Ponte. There's a shot and it's through. 1-0 Hillers. Seems like it's a little bit slippery today. There's a shot, off the crossbar by Goodman. And then it's put in. Big night tonight on HCAM. We'll have the school committee debates. That's at 7 p.m. live on HCAM. Approaching Del Ponte. Takes it, makes it. His second score of the day. Seems like the Hillers being a lot more aggressive with their possessions. We last saw them in action this past Monday against Foxborough. It was a tough loss as there's another score. Owen Champlin rings it through, the sophomore. Looking for a shot and ripping it through. Logan Del Ponte, once again, the junior captain with a hat trick already. The boys outscore Bellingham in the first half 9-1 and take the game 14-3. The boys improved to 4-6 with the win. Last year's state elementary chess champions at Hopkins are this year's state middle school chess champions, representing Hopkinton Middle School at the Hurwitz Cup State Scholastic Team Championship.
So, what we had to do to get into the chess tournament is we had to go as a group of 4 people that all play chess, and we had to represent our team in the state championship for the team championship. And then there were a lot of other teams from different towns that were all also participating, and then we participated and we got first.
All of us, we played a championship last year, and we also won the one last year, but this time we're going into a team with people who are better at chess, because now we're doing the middle school championship instead of the elementary school championship.
The team of 4 has now won the first and second chess state championships for Hopkinton.
This is the second time. Last year we played for elementary school and we won that one, so this will be Hopkinton's second time winning a state, but Hopkinton's first winning a middle school one.
No other team has won the championship except our team.
The back-to-back champions explain the tournaments they have won and what got them into playing chess.
I've been playing chess for 6 years, and I've won 2 championships.
What got you into chess?
My dad.
I've been playing chess since I was 4. I started playing tournaments since last year, and I've won 2 state championships, and this is my 3rd one.
This is the second one, and I've been playing chess for 5 years, but I started tournaments 2 or 3 years ago.
I've been playing chess for 6 years, and I started because I saw my dad and my sister playing chess, and I was interested in how they were playing, and I wanted to play the game too.
I got into chess when I was 4. I saw my friends playing chess, and I wanted to as well.
I asked if they had any advice for a new chess player.
My advice to a new chess player would be play tournaments, get get the hang of it, and like you'll have a lot of fun.
My advice would be like not to like take it like into really big focus. Think of it as a game and like have fun with it.
Don't think about the rating change, just play your best and maybe you'll win.
Don't be nervous, even if you think you're in a bad situation. Keep going and try not to resign.
Congratulations to these 4 chess state champions, and we thank you for bringing Hopkinton a second state chess championship trophy. It's time to tell you about some happenings in town you should know about. On Saturday, May 13th from 8 a.m. until noon, the Hopkinton Garden Club hosts their annual plant sale. The plant sale will take place 8 a.m. to noon, May 13th at the Hopkinton Town Common. For more information, head over to our website, hcam.tv. Upcoming Hiller sports include baseball and softball against Millis this Friday, May 5th. And then next week, some girls lacrosse against Medway on Monday, May 8th, and Tuesday, a whole slate of Hiller sports, boys lacrosse against Dover Sherborne, and then we also have baseball and softball against Dover Sherborne. Don't forget to head over to our website, hcam.tv, for the full broadcast schedule. Our picture of the week, the Lauren Anderson Foundation presented a new pitching machine and windbreaker jackets with the initials LA in recognition of Lauren Anderson on the sleeve for the Hiller softball team. A big thank you to the Lauren Anderson Foundation for all the wonderful work they have done to recognize Lauren Anderson and to help the Hiller softball program. Upcoming town government meetings include on Monday, May 8th at 7 p.m. the Planning Board meeting. And don't forget, Monday, May 15th from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. at Hopkinton Middle School, it is the election day. There's one contested race for school committee. Be sure to get out and vote on Monday, May 15th. Believe it or not, we are just about out of time for this edition of HCAM News, but don't worry, next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m., we'll be back with a brand new one. For everyone at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. As always, we thank you for watching. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.